Hello guys, and welcome back to another Pokemon Firered playthrough. Last time we did a bunch of gyms, and we ended up beating both Koga and Sabrina and attained our 5th and 6th gym badges. We also got a new buddy in, let me read this. I look at the sea to forget all the bad things that happened. That's so sad. We also got 2 new buddies. We got our Kadabra evolving into Alakazam, which was awesome. And then we also got a Rhyhorn, which we'll be using in place of Golem up until the next episode, because next episode we should be at the power plant. This episode's goal is to get through Seafoam Islands. Well, next episode or the following episode, I don't know. This entire one is going to be going through this route to get to the other Seafoam Islands, and then making our way down, completing the puzzle, and then battling Articuno. So I might do Articuno at the end of this video, or I might do Articuno at the beginning of next video. That one's going to be tough because I'm hoping that we don't have to do the strat of, I tried diving for Pokemon, but it was a no-go. Hope we don't have to do the strat of, oh crap, ran out of Pokeballs, got to refresh. So I might stock up on Pokeballs. I might just go in with what I got. I think we should be able to get it. It's going to be a lot of luck. And I don't want to use the Master Ball because I do plan on doing the post-game stuff I told you. And so we're going to be going to do Mewtwo. So that'll be fun. Awesome. So that's who we're saving the Master Ball for, because it'll just be like, I chucked the Master Ball at it, we got Mewtwo, etc. But yeah, last time we talked about remakes and the games you guys are excited for. I know by the time this gets posted, because it'll get posted with that one, so it'll kind of be still fresh in our minds. But yeah, and so I was talking about the World Champion, and so the original kind of distinction of World Champion is that you've beaten multiple regions or you've beaten every region. It kind of varies. I myself think beating every region makes you a World Champion, hence the name World Champion. I have a few people who, as friends, who've argued that if you beat maybe 2 regions, 3 at minimum, two if we want to be very, friendly, or not friendly, kind about it, then basically what you do is they're world champions. I disagree with my friends on that. I think, like I said, it should be every region, because you're a world champion. You should have bested every champion in the world. But the debate comes in now I've had with some of my friends. Let me switch us to those. Okay, we're gonna... What's beyond the horizon? The new debate for myself and some of my friends is this. Okay, so I get what you're saying. They always tell me I get what you're saying, Tim, and I understand what you mean. But then one friend was like, I have a question for you, and I was like, what's up? They're like, how do we take into account things like what is it? How do we take into account things like the Battle Frontiers? And that made me go, oh snap, they're right, because if it was just the champions, right? Okay, you beat all the champions in the world, I would call you a world champ. But now we have to go into the fact that we don't just have champions anymore. Thanks to Emerald, we have Battle Frontiers, right? So the Battle Frontiers have trainers who are the same level as not a champion, but the same level as an Elite Four member. So they're no slouches in battle. Does that mean that you need to beat them as well to be considered a world champion? Because you're trying to beat every trainer in the world and prove a good trainer in the world who people see as a challenge and prove that you're better than them? Or do we just stick to it being that you beat the champion gyms and Elite Four in every region and you're the world champ? So that's a game That's well, that's a game. That's something I would love to see explored. And as I've told my family, one thing they could do, and friends, that I think would be cool to explore this is make a game where you could like travel the entire. We're up to 9 regions now. Yeah, travel the 9 regions of Pokemon. Now, people argue, and I understand the argument. That can't happen, Tim. The minute they do that, they're announcing that Pokemon's over. But I disagree. I mean, if that was the case, why did Silver, Crystal, and Gold allow you to go back to Kanto? Was that them announcing that, okay, so you can go to Kanto and Johto, no more Pokemon games after that? Well, that's not true. Hoenn came out, Sinnoh came out. I mean, my big sis taught me how to swim and train Pokemon. That's cool, Luke. I mean, and then in the remakes of those, you can go and do that for Johto and Kanto, but you can also go to an area in Sinnoh and get Arceus, Giratina, Palkia, and Dialga. I mean, so when I hear stuff like that, when I hear people say that would be the end of Pokemon, that'd be like them announcing they're no longer making no games. They did that in the past where they only had 2 games out and they connected the regions. So what is the issue with them making a game that connects all the regions? That does not say I'm done with Pokemon. That says, hey, you all love Pokemon so much, and there's been so many regions. Here's a game that is an homage to those 9 regions that are here, and then we'll get ready for the 10th, you know? And as I've said, even if they don't want to do 9 regions, because the devs feel like that is announcing that they're done with Pokemon. Okay? Regions 1 through 3, make a game about that, being able to go to all the regions. They will see, many people will buy them just to experience gens 1 through 3, and they will enjoy it, and they'll be happy that the fact that they can hop on the SS Anne or whatever cruise ship they're on to go back and forth. And if you can find a way to let people choose where they start, swimming's great, sunburns aren't true. So if you can find a way to let people choose where they start and have no consequences, that would be awesome. So if we had to do, let's say, the first 3 generations, I don't see why they couldn't let you, it'd be like, hey, which region is your favorite? And then let's say, of the 3 generations, you click Johto, Kanto, Hoenn. And then it says, would you like to start in your favorite region? And you click yes. Well, then the other 2 are locked off from you until you beat the champion of that region. And then once you beat the champion of that region, it would ask you which region do you want to go to, and then you go to the next one. Then the other one's locked off until you beat that one, and then once all 3 are done, boom. Then, after you beat all 3 champions, they can open the Battle Frontier to you. I swam here with friends. I'm tired. It's like, okay, you have shown that you're a high mark trainer. And if they want to reintroduce Scott again, Scott can kind of walk around and be in each region scouting for trainers and be like, oh, hey, you're almost there. He wants, because he thinks you're still a noob, even though you've beaten the champion, he wants to see if you can go far. Let's say you get to the 3rd champion, you win, and then you go battle like Red, because I'm assuming at this point we're gonna do the whole Red's on Mount Silver and Red's beaten the first 3 regions. I would think that would be very fair because Red is just that good of a trainer, so is Blue. So once you win, it's like, okay, cool. We beat the gyms, we beat all the champions. Then, now we're like off to the Battle Frontier because we've proven our mettle. And then I think if they did that, they'd see the game has had potential, that it was people very much enjoyed it. And now they can, ahoy there, these waters are treacherous. And now they can even add the other regions as DLCs. I wouldn't like that as a gamer. I don't like DLCs all that much unless they add something entirely new. Kind of like... So to me, a good DLC is kind of like the DLC for Mass Effect 2, which added a bunch of new characters. Or the DLC for the Call of Duty, old school Call of Duty games where they added entire new zombie maps and such that allowed you to kind of like have fun. I'm trying to think of another one, that example of good DLC. I haven't played it, but people seem to like this Cyberpunk one. But anywho, so even though I wouldn't like that, they could also DLC the others, and so you know, wait a few years and then announce the DLC for this game is the Sinnoh region, and then after the Sinnoh region, you know, in a few months, announce the DLC for the Unova, and then the Kalos region, and then if you don't want to give the other regions, stop there, or if you want to give all the regions, great. And then if you don't even want a DLC but you want to make another game, personally, you know, I think that's kind of greedy. Well, I say kind of, it would be greedy, but it's also not my company, so if they wanted to space it out, I know for a fact that I'd buy it, even though, you know, it'd be, you know, I'd be paying $40. Is it 60 now? It's 60, so I'd be paying like, excuse me, I'd be paying like, so if they did 3 games like that, it'd be 180. But I wouldn't complain. I'd be just enjoy the fact that I get to play my favorite regions, my favorite game in updated typing, updated stats, updated abilities, all that. I mean, you could even switch out certain gym leaders too. You know, you could like make it show that this is years past. So example, if we want to go the anime route, we could see that Brock no longer is the gym leader of Pewter City. He's been replaced by one of his siblings. And, you know, they can make the joke that because his siblings look like him, you know, it says, look, for the last time, I'm not Brock. I might look like my brother, but I'm this guy. Oh, I just love your ride. Can I have it if I win? You could not have Lapras. Lapras is awesome, and I agree it's an awesome Pokemon to surf on. But no, you can't, Anya. But you know, you could do things like that. Okay, so Brock no longer is a gym leader because he became a breeder, and so we can go to a city that's famous for Pokemon breeding and see Brock there and kind of chat, and he can be like, yeah, I was a gym leader so long ago. We can see a more grown-up Misty, so I know in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, Misty has a different design because this is after she was, like, this is more when she's more of a teenager, almost a young adult. And so we can see Misty as an adult or a teenager, you know? I'm sure Misty, Surge, and Erica, would be there, and then we can see what happens to Koga's daughter, who will take over as gym leader in the next game. I know, spoilers. I apologize. And then 6, we can see if Sabrina's still the gym and how her psychic powers have advanced. We can see Blaine's replacement, because Blaine would have been way old by then, and maybe he stepped down and gave a new replacement. And then we can see if Blue is still the gym leader there, or if he left it to someone else, you know? Then we can switch to, same with Heart Gold, or same with the Johto region, alright? So, I'm sure the first 4 gym leaders would still be there, but is the 5th gym leader there? He was one of the older gym leaders. He's still training. Is he an older age? Does he have white hair instead of brown hair? Stuff like that. Is he still sitting under a waterfall training as a martial artist? Oh, that was tricky. Come here, dude. Okay, what is this? Tentacle. We might have to end up catching this. Yeah. Oh, that would have been bad if I would have clicked on Master Ball. I would have actually pulled my hair out. 2, 3, click. Yep, we got ourselves a tentacle. So, you know, is he still there training, or does he have a daughter or a pupil who's taken over for him? And then we can kind of go see if the 7th gym leader has stepped down. The water's shallow here. There are many people swimming. because he was an older gentleman like Blaine. So did Bryson, that was his name, step down? Did he hand it to someone else? And then we can go see that how's the 8th gym leader changed her ways. You'll see what I mean by that when we play it. And then we go to the Hoenn region, so I'm sure that the first 2 would be there. Has someone taken over for the 3rd gym leader? What about how's the 4th gym leader progressing ever since she took over for her grandfather? Are we going to be fighting May or Brennan? Or May, because May's the daughter of Norman. They made that canon in the anime. Or are you riding a Pokemon? Can't you swim? Is May there ready to take over for her dad as the 5th gym leader? And then 6, 7. So we can see how the twins grew up, and then we can see if Juan is still the main 8th gym leader and Wallace is the champion still, or has Steven taken back over and Wallace is back to being the 8th gym leader? There's so much potential they could do that I wish they would, just do, because it'd be so cool to see how the regions have changed years later. And for villainous teams, they could easily do for the first 2 regions another Team Rocket like fiasco, because as we've seen in Sun and Moon, Team Rocket doesn't quit. So is Rainbow Team Rocket trying to once again, get in to the Kanto region and Johto region, and we come along and stop them? And then we can also see, okay, Maxie and Archie were kind of also there. Are they? Is there someone trying to finish what they couldn't accomplish? Stuff like that would just be so cool to see, in my opinion, because it would make the game fun. And it would also just, like I said, give us kind of an update, like, here is the timeline, here's what's changed. And then if you go to the other regions, like, the newer the region, the less changes. So the Kalos region is one of the newer regions. It's Gen 6, but it's still young. So what happened to the Kalos region? Is the champion changed? Has anything changed? Is everyone still pretty much the same? Everything's still the same, sorry. Seafoam is a quiet getaway. I'm vacationing here. Nice. Gen 7. Has anything changed from the Ultra Sun and Moon? Gen 8. What's happened there? Like, it's been a few years. And then, of course, Gen 9. What's happened since the adventures of our character? Which, I know they could program it, but if you played Scarlet or Violet, Sword and Shield, scan in the character, the character, like, oh, this is what your character looked like. They're a well-known character now in there. And so yeah, that's another thing is I'm sure up until the Kalos region. Now let's do the Alolan region. They can introduce the main characters back. I know they can introduce Leaf Green. We'll just call her Green. We can introduce Green, Blue, and Red. So we can introduce all those people, because we know Green exists thanks to the remakes of Leaf Green and Fire Red with Let's Go, Eevee, and Pikachu. So Green exists, so that's cool. Okay, what happened to Silver, Crystal, and Gold? How are they holding up, right? So we can see how they've changed. And also Lyra, because I'm sure she would be there. She's one of the strong trainers and water Pokemon are common here. They say that Misty, the gym leader, trained here. Oh, cool. Go Misty. I feel like this would be a good place to train, especially if you're a water type trainer. I love floating with the fishes here among the waves. Okay, at least it's floating and not sleeping with the fishes, because that would be an entirely new term, Tiffany. And if for those of you who are like, what does he mean by sleeping with the fishes? What I mean is, if you've ever watched a Mafia movie, they're like, get him sleeping with the fishes. So that's what I mean, is like, it's a term that, like, you know, put the guy in put strap cements on his legs, toss him in the ocean, and that's sleeping with the fishes. I hope people know that, but then again, I know some new generation, some of you who are the newer generations might not have watched many mafia movies, so I will just explain the sayings. I myself was a big fan of like The Godfather and Scarface and a bunch of stuff when I was growing up, and I'm not even, I feel like I'm called old by my niece and nephew, but I was born in the 1990s, the end of the 1990s at that, so I'm only 25. So I don't feel like I'm that old myself, but according to my niece and nephew, I am very old. Oh crap, I'm trying to, I've lost track when I was... So I ended my spiel on that, and so... Crap, I have lost my track. So, like, okay, yeah, so, okay, I know what I was doing. Lyra would be there because she was a big part other than those three. You could, Brennan and May easily can be shown because May was a researcher. So or they were both researchers, so let's say we go with the fact that May's the daughter of Norman and Brennan's the son of Birch. Then Brennan's out researching and he could be the new Pokemon professor in that game, and May could be the new, gym leader. It's easy to do Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, so I'll use Lucas, Dawn, and Barry. So Dawn has always kind of been the trainer because her mom is the one who was a contest winner, and that's why Dawn in the anime show went into Pokemon contests like May. So now we see, you know, Dawn is this big contest winner and champion. Lucas is still helping Professor Rowan with his research, and Barry's probably still running around like a kid hyped up on caffeine and sugar, doing his own thing. So I'm hoping that sticks. I don't have to go down that area. I know it should probably land. And so, and then because there is there's 2 games of Gen 5, I would say to basically go off of the last game, but kind of give people the chance to do the route they want to do. Were their hometown this area, was their hometown that area, kind of thing. Because depending on where you pick, Sharon would be your first gym leader, or you would be fighting the 3 brothers. And so you could, like, I know in the manga, the 2 main characters in black and white run like a agency that kind of goes off on news and like goes and looks for stuff, and they kind of work with Looker. So you could have us go and see them there, and then the new ones, Hugh, and I don't know the other 2's name, you could explain like, yeah, they're just out and battling and training. And then for the X and Y, you could have it to where all these trainers are in the Battle Chateau, and so when you go and progress in the Battle Chateau, you see them. So that is just kind of ideas I have that they could include that would be cool. Let me know what you guys think, if you would agree or if you think that wouldn't work. Like, I've had many people, family and friends say, like, my ideas are good, but they're at the same time, they might not be feasible financially. And that kind of makes me sad, but at the same time, like, I get it. And so that came down here. We're going to push that in. I have repel, right? Nope, I dumbly didn't bring any, did I? No. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with Pokemon. I apologize. So we'll go down here, and it should be over there, so we need to make our way over there. doot. And while I like this tune of Mount Moon, it's very creepy. It just drones on to me. No, I think I gotta fall down the hole. Trying to think of what I have to do. Do I go down this ladder? Watch it. I've already went it down it. Watch me be wrong. No, I was right. Okay. Okay, so we knock this boulder down, and then we go up and go down another way, and we knock another boulder down, and that should stop the water flow for Articuno. So that should do one canal. And then we should do the other and we'll fall with it, and then we should be able to go straight to Articuno if I did the puzzle right. So yeah, like, typically you wouldn't be able to cross the over to the other island of Seafoam because there's a high rapid current moving. You'll see it when we get in the next route. And it's kind of like blocking the access to Articuno, and the only way to get to Articuno is to block it. I think we're either gonna... I think we'll catch this. Yes. Okay, there we go. So down we go. Let's go duck again. I'm gonna grab this. Stone. If we had something that could use it, I'd use it, but we don't in this case. So we're gonna go here. See, as you can see next to us when this ends, you see that flashing, that high current. That's what's keeping us from getting to Zapdos or Articuno. And so we have to do a puzzle where we put a boulder, 2 boulders down, and then it blocks the flow. The easy boulder was the one we knocked up top, and then this is kind of the more difficult boulder because you have to be very careful. Because I think it's, I forget which area it goes down in, so we're gonna do both. I think would be we'll do that one, we're gonna hit it over and do the other one, because I don't remember which one is which, and we'll fall down this one, I think. That's right. Okay, good. So we should be able to go up here, and there's Articuno. So guys, we're gonna be ending the video here. I'm going to be prepping, you know, get ready to fight Articuno. That'll be the next video because it could take a long time to do this. So that is why we're cutting it short here. But if you all like this video, please drop a like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys as always, and I will see you all in the next video.